Well, hello there, my beautiful, brilliant, and bodacious readers. I'm Dr. J. Muhammad, and this is Read-Aloud and Proud, where we grow readers, thinkers, and leaders, one powerful story at a time. Hello there. Today, we are going to read To Change a Planet, written by Christina Soontornvat, illustrated by Read-Aloud and Proud. Now, before we get into our Earth Day inspired text, let's take a look at some of the maybe new to you vocabulary. The first word is eons. Eons are an unknown or very long period of time. Eons. Next is insignificant. Insignificant means something that is too small or unimportant to be worth consideration. Insignificant. Molecule. A molecule is the smallest unit of a substance that has all the properties needed to make that substance. Molecule. And finally, our last word is stifle. Stifle means to stop something from happening or growing. Stifle. To Change a Planet, written by Christina Soontornvat, illustrated by Read-Aloud and Proud, and published by Scholastic Press. Our planet, big, tough, dependable. Our planet has spun through eons of time. Mere moments ago, we arrived. One person, small, quiet, insignificant. But when one person and one person and one person become many, they can change a planet. One molecule of carbon dioxide, small, quiet, insignificant. But when many cars, many factories, and many cities let loose millions and billions and trillions, they trap and stifle like a too warm blanket. One notch higher on the thermometer, small, quiet, insignificant. But one notch higher can change our seas, our seasons, life, us. One person seems small, quiet, and insignificant. But when one person and one person and one person become many, they can change a planet. Our planet seems tough, but it is fragile. Our planet seems big, but it needs us. Our planet has spun through eons of time, but this moment is the one that matters most. For our planet, our only home. If you'd like to learn more about the climate and climate change, here's your chance. More about climate change. What is climate change? Weather refers to what is happening with the temperature, rain, and wind over the course of hours, days, or weeks. Climate tells you about the patterns in weather over longer periods of time. While weather can change by the hour, the climate on Earth has remained pretty steady for thousands of years. But in just the last 2 centuries, humans have caused average temperatures on Earth to rise about 1 degree Celsius, or 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit, enough to affect our planet's delicate ecosystems. Scientists warn that if the climate continues to warm too much and too quickly, it could have dire consequences for much of life on Earth. What is causing climate change? Throughout our planet's 4.5 billion year history, our climate has changed because of natural factors, such as cycles of solar activity and volcanic eruptions. But the major cause of the current rise in global temperatures is human activity. Most factories, vehicles, and cities are powered by fossil fuels, including coal, petroleum, and natural gas. When these fossil fuels are used for energy, they release carbon gases such as carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere. These greenhouse gases are also released by deforestation and certain agricultural practices. Greenhouse gases transmit sunlight to the Earth's surface and then trap some of the sun's heat in the atmosphere, warming our planet. Without the greenhouse effect, Earth would be too cold to sustain life as we know it. But an excess of greenhouse gases traps too much heat and leads to harmful levels of warming. How will rising temperatures affect life on Earth? Climate change is already affecting life on our planet. Our oceans have become warmer and more acidic. As the ice caps at the North and South poles melt, they are causing sea levels to rise. From fish to plankton, marine life is on the move, migrating to cooler waters and altering the fragile ecosystems of the ocean. All over the globe, flowers and trees are budding earlier, and butterflies and birds are shifting their ranges because of rising temperatures. Animals that are unable to move or have no safe habitat to move into may be driven to extinction. Humans are being affected too. A warming planet causes weather to become more extreme. In general, dry places will continue to get drier, and wet places will become even wetter. Scientists predict that climate change will bring more than heat waves, droughts, floods, and wildfires to places where humans live. Mosquitoes and other pests are moving northward into areas that were once too cold for them, carrying diseases and parasites. Climate change will also affect our food supply, as crops, pests, and pollinators respond to rising temperatures. Global inequality puts the most vulnerable people, such as low-income communities and people of color, at the highest risk of suffering from a changing climate. How do we know all this? The most reliable source of scientific information about climate change comes from the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or the IPCC. This group gathers evidence and information from thousands of researchers from all over the world. Reports published by the IPCC are rigorously reviewed by experts and include research from many different types of scientists, such as biologists, meteorologists, geologists, and specialists in disease prevention, economics, and agriculture. Some of the researchers have been gathering data for decades, which allows them to look at how our planet and our climate have changed over time. Other scientists develop computer models that simulate how climate change will affect our planet in the future. The overwhelming consensus of the IPCC is that the planet is warming up and human activities are the primary reason. What can we do to take action? One of the most important ways we can make an impact on climate change at home and in our communities is to create fewer greenhouse gases. Because many of us still get most of our energy from fossil fuels, this means lowering our energy use overall by driving less, eating more plants and less meat, conserving water, and making our homes more energy efficient. Producing new things requires energy, so we can buy less new stuff and reuse and recycle our old stuff. These personal actions are very important, but climate change is such a big problem that it calls for big solutions. That may sound daunting, but humans have tackled some pretty serious problems in the past and succeeded by working together. We can talk about climate change with our friends and neighbors and make sure they know where to find reliable sources of science-based information. We can hold companies accountable for their role in contributing to climate change. We can tell our leaders in local, state, and national governments that we expect them to take the health of our planet seriously by significantly cutting greenhouse gas emissions, investing in sustainable technologies such as wind and solar power, and rethinking the ways we use our land and feed ourselves. We must also prepare for life on a warming planet and make sure that marginalized communities don't bear the greatest burden of our already changing climate. Climate change is the biggest challenge we face today. But when one person, and one person come together, we can do the work required to change our planet for the better. Well, friends, that concludes our time together for today. Until next time, keep leading, keep dreaming, and keep reading aloud and proud. See you soon.